My initial experience in sport really came from my father. That early bonding with my dad, playing golf as a little, I think I was maybe 2 or 3 when he was trying to teach me how to play. And then after that, I really spent a lot of time playing ice hockey. That was the main sport I played growing up in Canada. I don't really remember any specific coaches as a kid that really stood out, although physical education teacher I had when I was in high school, and a few of the coaches I had when I was in high school, running track, playing soccer. Those were people who really had, even to this day, 35 years later, still remember those experiences. That's really the power of a good coach, or a bad coach can stay with you for a long time. And I went to Ottawa University in Canada to study physical education, and fully expected that I was going to be a physical education teacher, and because I wasn't good enough to make a living as an athlete, so I figured I would coach and teach. And while I was there, I was introduced to coaching science and sports psychology, and followed that path. Ended up doing a graduate degree, and then a PhD, and then actually a postdoc, which is following a PhD. Really got immersed into studying the science of good coaching and teaching and athlete development, and then trying to apply that so we can help coaches do a better job. I just was very fortunate to be at the right place at the right time with a group of other graduate students and coaches and professors who have gone on to be very influential around the world in athlete development and coaching. And we still stay in touch to this day. We still write together, we do research together, and these are some of the people who write the kind of blueprints for athlete development for the International Olympic Committee, who work with national teams and sport organizations all over the world. So I've been very fortunate to have opportunity to work with people like that and learn from them. After I finished my PhD, I was selected to do a postdoc, which is a bridge generally from a doctoral program to maybe a researcher or a teaching position at a university. And it was at UCLA, and I happened to, while I was there, meet John Wooden and have opportunities to learn from him and talk to him. And then after I left UCLA, I ended up being asked to be part of a nonprofit that was inspired by Coach Wooden and included people who had played for him and studied him. And so through that nonprofit, I was still connected to Coach Wooden and still had opportunities to continue to learn from him and with him. He had an incredible way of paying attention to people, and he would remember interactions, even if they were just minor interactions. And honestly, I never really had a chance to ask him how he was able to do that. I wish it's one of those situations as you get older in life and you reflect back on experiences. I mean, there's so many questions I would love to have asked him, but I just didn't think about them at the time, and now he's passed away. But he really would, he invested in people. He really viewed himself as a teacher, as someone who builds people. He just happened to do it through basketball, but he actually coached many other sports as well before he ended up at UCLA. So he always really viewed himself as a teacher and a builder of people. So a lot of great coaches will tell you that they coach people first and sports second. So their primary job is building people, and the sport that they happen to coach just happens to be their palette or their medium for doing that.